Look into my mystic eye and be hypnotized. Hey Tubies, it's Psychic Bob. It's so awesome to be back with you guys. Well, I am sitting here today and contemplating my mystical eye. And we're going to talk about the evil eye today. That's right. By the way, I know that I said yesterday that we were going to cover the evil eye and the sacred red thread today. But you know, as I was putting together the research for this video, I realized there's so much information for each of these that they're going to each be their own video. So today we're going to have a talk about the evil eye, and tomorrow we'll talk about the red cord. Okay, so that's how we're going to do it. But I am so glad you're here. Well, this is one of my evil eye charms and one of my favorite. Isn't that cool? It comes from Italy. And you know, when we talk about the evil eye, it goes back to antiquity. This isn't some new pop thing that just started. This is actually older than time itself. Now you're going to say, what is the evil eye? Well, let's talk about that. Now, I think it's important that we define what the evil eye is. Do you know the evil eye actually takes two forms? That's right, two forms. Now, a lot of people say, well, I've only heard that the evil eye is a glance by somebody that's evil. Well, that's one form, but the original belief in the evil eye was that throughout the cosmos, there was a malevolent energy that would, like a cloud, drift through the world. And this cloud, it would descend on people, or descend on a house, or descend on even an entire town. And that this cloud of negative energy, when it would descend on somebody, would create havoc in their life. The other type of belief in the evil eye is that people within their own eyes possess the power to create destruction. Now, I think there's some truth to both of these because, for example, I know that there have been times in my own life when I felt energy come at me. I'm sure all of you've had it. You know, many people call it a form of psychic attack, okay, where there's some sort of malevolent energy. There's also the time when you've seen somebody or they've looked at you and you could just feel an energy, a vibe, you know. And so these energies have been sensed since time immemorial. And what's really cool is that our ancient forefathers and foremothers found a way to deal with this. So let's talk about that. One of the ways that the ancients used to protect themselves were with the signs of the gods, okay? For example, it's believed that if you need to repel the evil eye, you can do a hand gesture such as this, which is known as the horn hands. Now, remember, in the ancient pagan cultures, the signs of the horns represented the horn god, the god of goodness, the god of protection. So, by casting your hand in this form, you could repel the evil eye. The other form was the clenched fist. When you would hold the fist, it was considered a sign of power. It represented the female energy, and so you could hold this up. Both of these symbols, whether the clenched fist or the horned hand, were symbols of power, okay? So that's one way that we could repel the evil eye. What's another way that we could repel the evil eye? Well, how about some magical charms? Luckily, I have a whole bevy of magical charms that I'm going to show you today. So come on along. Well, I tell you, I am a real believer in the evil eye. Here is my evil eye charm collection. Now, I've been collecting charms for years. I didn't just go out and buy all these. I've been buying them over several years. But I built up quite a nice collection. And, you know, let me tell you, give you some advice. If you believe in the evil eye and you like the evil eye charms, you know, whenever you see one you like, buy it. Because I tell you, they're hard to find two of the same type. They're all so unique. Now, let me just give you a quick little overview here of the basic evil eye charm. The basic evil eye charm is usually shaped like an eye. And the main part is that it's usually made of blue and white. like stone or gemstones of some sort. Now this one's a modern day one, and the eye, the blue and white part, is done out of an acrylic, which means it's unbreakable, and it's done on a silver base with rhinestones here. These are not real diamonds, but they look like real diamonds. But in the ancient cultures, it was believed that the blue eye was very powerful. Blue was considered a sign of protection and power, as was red. And as I said, tomorrow we're going to talk about the red cord and explain the power of that color. But today we're going to focus on blue. Now, in the cultures where this was very predominantly a lot of the Mediterranean cultures, such as Italy and Greece, many people in those regions had brown eyes. The indigenous population of much of the world has brown eyes. Blue eyes in those parts of the world were considered exotic and mystical. Some people didn't trust people with blue eyes. They thought blue eyes were a little suspicious. And so it was believed that if somebody came against you, let's say somebody had blue eyes, would come into the town, a new person, an unknown person, they might stare at people and be suddenly, considered dangerous or suspicious. Well, how could you fight that? You needed an equal foe. Thus started the blue-eyed charm. Now, what's really interesting is that in a lot of northern European countries now, the evil eye is taken off. But if we were to follow actual history, people that are blonde-haired and blue-eyed, such as northern Europeans, should probably use brown-eyed charms, because it was believed that, it was that which was exotic and different from the norm. But these days, most people think of the blue eye as the charm. And frankly, I like the blue eye. So there you go. Okay. Now, let me give you kind of a breakdown of some of these eyes. A lot of these come from Greece and Turkey. And actually, I have another set of charms. I'll show you after this one. But this is a little Greek eye. It's done in sterling silver with a little blue glass eye in it. Isn't that wonderful? Now, in some cultures, like particularly in northern Africa, they may not have charms exactly like these, but a lot of times what they'll wear is to wear clothing with blue beads on it. And blue beads are also a form of protection against the evil eye. So if you can't find a beautiful eye pendant, you might just get some blue colored beads and string them up and wear them. That's also an effective charm against the evil eye. Aren't these amazing? Now, here's one. Here's actually two. Let me show you these ones. These are my evil eyes that are in green. Green is a little more rare in evil eye charms because, as I said, traditionally evil eye charms are blue. But occasionally you'll find them in different colors like green. And so I bought this one simply because it was green. And that's kind of exotic. They talk about the green eyes of envy, or somebody that has green. Do you know what I'm talking about? Green envy eyes, eyes of envy. Anyways, I think that repels that. People are envious. It's believed that sometimes people could even cast the evil eye, be possessors. There are two ways to have the evil eye. You can be either the possessor of the evil eye, meaning you give out the evil eye to people, or the receiver of the evil eye. Some people were claimed to even have the evil eye without even being aware of it. And that was kind of tragic. But generally it was believed that people had an evil intent. And if they would be malicious towards somebody, glare at them, they could really inflict injury. And I tell you, I was recently walking down the street and I had a lady, very strange lady, walk by me. And she gave me the most hateful look. And literally when she looked at me, something hit my chest. I mean, it hurt. It was like a force of power. Luckily, I was okay. I was actually wearing one of my evil eye pendants, and I feel like it saved me from some far worse damage. But there's my green eyes for the eyes of envy, okay? Now, as I said, many of these are from Greece. Greece and Turkey are famous for their evil eye pendants. I'll show you some of my Turkish charms. I think almost all of these are from Greece in this collection of pendants. These are all little pendants I wear on my chain. This is one of my favorite little Greek eyes, done in sterling silver. Isn't that cool? Okay. Here's another one. Now, sparkles like jewels and diamonds, things that reflect the light, are also considered powerful extra protection against the evil eye. So you'll notice that a lot of these have sparkles around it, you see. So isn't that pretty cool? Look at that. Now, you know, evil eye charms are generally not that expensive. Like this little one, I think I paid maybe $1 for it. Oops, hold on, it's called the Hamsa. We'll have to do a whole different video of the Hamsa. Hamsa is the hand of God or goddess, and they combine the Hamsa with the eye in many countries. So there's a hand that has an eye in it. Isn't that cool? This is, I think, the very first evil eye I ever bought. I bought this about probably 10 years ago now. I don't know. It's been a while. But I saw this. I actually bought this on eBay. And I just loved it. I fell in love with it. I always wanted an evil eye. This was the very first pendant I ever bought. Isn't that great? Now, evil eye charms can be in silver or gold. Doesn't matter what the metal is. Copper. Here's this one that's in gold. This is like the silver one. I have 2 large ones. I had to buy them because, you know, it's hard to, as I said, when you find an eye pendant that you love, get it because you won't see it again. I bought these a few years ago and I've never seen them since. And I'm crazy about them. So as I said, they can be in silver and gold. Now here's some of my gold ones down here. Here's a little blue gold one. Isn't that great? See the eye? And a lot of times they'll have this center eye will be done in either glass or enamel. Now this is an enamel one. It's painted enamel. This one's glass, a glass evil eye. That one has little jewels, gemstones around it. Here sometimes you'll find the evil eye in kind of exotic form. So this is kind of like a swirling galaxy. I think it's kind of like a solar system or galaxy. And this goes back also to that earlier concept we talked about that, you know, eyes were, you know, the energy of the eye could travel through the cosmos like a cloud. And so that protects against that, okay? So there you go. All right, so check these out. This is an enamel one here as well. And this again is a glass one. Here's some more with sparkles on it. So you see we have all sort of amazing options for the eye. Now, you should also know that size really does not matter in terms of charms. I personally love big evil eye charms, and whenever I wear this, it certainly gets a lot of attention. But a lot of people around the world wear tiny little charms, and here are some little tiny ones. So this one needs polished. This is in sterling silver, and it comes from Greece. But as you can see it's got the little eye inset in it here. Okay, so size does not matter. You can wear a tiny little one. A lot of people wear these on a bracelet, or they'll wear it as a pendant. And you've seen this one already. And then this one, which you've seen. These are my tiniest little charms. And here's another little one that's very tiny. A lot of sparkles. So even though they're little charms, they pack a lot of power. You know, they really do. Now, not only do you find the evil eye in the form of pendants and jewelry, like necklaces, you can also wear the evil eye as a bracelet. And this is a wonderful evil eye bracelet that was a gift to me from a friend named Rose. And she and her husband make evil eye jewelry as a part of their business. And they gave this to me as a gift. And I love it. It's got beautiful black shungite beads with evil eye interspaced. Isn't that great? Can you see the little eye there? And I love to wear this. So that's one of my other pieces of evil eye protection jewelry. And I have another little bracelet that Lady Angela gave me. It's a set of evil eyes, and this one also has, as you'll see on it, the Hamsa, the hand with the eye. And again, we'll have to do a whole nother video on the Hamsa. But see, bracelets are also another option. Now, as I mentioned, in different regions of the world, the evil eye charms take different forms. So I showed you a lot of my Greek and Italian eyes. There's also another country that's famous for the evil eye, which is Turkey. That's right, the country of Turkey is one of the largest exporters of evil eye charms in the world. And so if you're somebody and you feel like, okay, I'm wearing my evil eye charms, but now my house needs even more protection, you could also buy little wall hangings. This is a handmade, it's like macrame evil eye charm. Now you'll notice that this eye, very distinct pattern, and this is a Turkish evil eye, and it's inlaid with Turkish evil eye glass beads. These are all made of glass. You can see the eyes So there are a lot of eyes here. And in evil eye mythology, the more the better. Okay? This is not a tradition that's very minimalist. The more the better. So when people make charms, they tend to go a little overboard, like eyes, eyes, and more eyes. So there's a wonderful little charm that I can hang on the wall. This actually hangs in my kitchen area, which I love. And if you knew me in the kitchen, you'd say you definitely need the evil eye, the way you try to cook. Now, also look at these. Now, this is one of my treasured pieces. Look at this. This is a large wall hanging. As you can see on the back, it's got a little hook you hang it. This usually hangs in my bedroom. But this is a large one. It's about 8 inches in diameter. And it's from Turkey. There's a shop near me that sells Turkish goods, and they carry these there. I think they're still in business. It's been a few years, but they used to sell them. And when I saw these, I said, my God, I have to buy this right today, because you'll never find these, at least in the United States. So this is a rare treat, one that I love. Well, you know me, more eyes the better. I'm not a minimalist when it comes to the evil eye. So I got another one, which I'll show you, which is this one. Isn't this cool looking? This is like a sunburst evil eye. And like the other one, it hangs on the wall. It's got a little hook in the back holding area. And does this one say where it was made? It doesn't say. I thought it'd say made in Turkey, but it comes from Turkey actually, because I know the guy that runs the show is from Turkey. And he got these from Turkey. So this is, again, is a large one. You can see by my hand next to it how big this is. And so this is another evil eye. So, you know, Psychic Bob, he's a bit of a believer in the evil eye. I just love evil eye charms, and I collect them. So whatever form, wall hangings, bracelets, pendants. They even make evil eye rings, you know, like you wear on your hands. I don't have one of those, but I got to get one of those. So Psychic Bob's got his evil eyes. So you see, as I said, the evil eye protection is available to you in many, many forms. Now, I know some of you out there are going to say, Psychic Bob, that's all good and well, but I am literally without a job. I can't spend money on evil eye stuff. What can I do? How can I protect myself from the evil eye without spending a lot of money? Well, guess what? The evil eye is not discriminatory. The evil eye can be in so many forms. You can even have a paper evil eye charm and put it on your wall, and it will be just as effective as these big fancy ones. You know, I was fortunate to get these, but as I said, they're very rare. And so what do? I also make paper evil eye charms. So let's talk about a paper evil eye charm. Now here I have just a simple sheet of paper and a few little crayons. Now this can be done with magic marker as well. And you know what you want to do is just generally make an outline of an eye. Now generally, as we're creating a magical charm, you might want to pause and do a little reflection and offer a prayer. Say, Great Spirit of the evil eye, grant me your protection through this charm. And then let yourself be inspired. Now you might want to draw and outline an eye. See, it doesn't have to be complex, just simple. You know, isn't that wonderful? Look at that. Now, traditionally an evil eye, there are multiple levels of color. Usually like a lighter blue and a darker blue. Now you can make this as simple as you want or fancy, but you need to have probably blue in your eye, or if you're drawn to some other color such as green. You know, but I'm going to start with this beautiful blue here. Let's look at that. Isn't that wonderful? See, and an eye, and then, you know, we could do it even a few inner, so we could do an inner circle of a lighter blue. Okay, and then we'll define our pupil, our inner black core. Okay, once you have your general outline, then you can start to fill in your eye and just color it in, you know. Now, you can add as many colors to your eye as you want, but as I said, historically and traditionally, blue is the color that we want. So you'll see we just color that in. You know, remember as you're making your eye to have fun with the process. You know, don't get overwhelmed by it. Just really enjoy being creative and connecting to the protective powers of the cosmos. You know, and we'll color our inner blue. I think the eyes look really pretty when they have multiple shades of blue in them. Now remember, this doesn't have to exactly look like a real eye. It's just got to be eye-like. So you might say, well, I've never seen people with 2 shades of blue in their eye. That's all right. This doesn't have to be realistic, but it does have to have the energy of the eye. What you're going for is the energy of protection and power. And blue is a wonderful color of protection and power, you see. Isn't that wonderful? See, now look at that. And it is traditional that the inner pupil is always black on evil eye charms. You know, oops, I went outside the lines. That's all right. Well, we'll make us another one later. This is just for demonstration purposes. You know, now your outer edge of your eye, you might want to trace that in a little more. Make that thick and formed. You know. You can keep it simple. You don't have to get too complex with this. Simple is better, I always say. You know, but let yourself be inspired as you're creating, you know. Look at that. Now that's coming together nicely. Now, another element that you a lot of times see in the Greek and Turkish eyes is sometimes they'll band the outer edge of the eye with a bright yellow, and I think we're going to do that here. So look at this. Isn't that wonderful? Another layer of protection. You could think of it as like golden light emanating from your eye. Isn't that wonderful? Sometimes they put it on the inner bands as well. We might try that and see how that works. Look at that. Okay. There you go. Oh, wonderful. What do you think, guys? Pretty neat, huh? That's pretty neat. You know? And really, that's all you got to do. Now, of course, we can make it more fancy. We can add some more definition and really work it up. But as you see, we now have a charm. And all you have to do is hang that up on your wall. Just stick it on your wall. And you got a powerful, powerful charm. Now, guys, I forgot to tell you, many people, and some of you here know what I'm talking about. Back in the olden days, it was very traditional for the matriarch of the family, usually a grandmother or a great-grandmother, would do little rituals to protect the family from the evil eye. And I actually covered one of those in one of my videos a few years ago, and it's called How to Break the Curse of the Evil Eye. And it uses olive oil and water and needles. Very great magical ritual. So I'm not going to repeat that ritual here because that takes a long time, but I'm going to put a link below to that original video where I did the ritual on how to break the curse of the evil eye. So please see the info box below this video, and I have the original evil eye video there for you. So please go check that out as well. Well, guys, I am so glad you're here, and I hope that this is giving you a little insight today from the evil eye. Remember, you can make your own little evil eye charms. You don't have to spend a lot of money, and it's just a great way to connect with the power of the evil eye. So tell me in the info box below, have you ever had an experience with the evil eye? Somebody cast the evil eye at you? Have you felt the descent of the cloud of evil? Have you worn a charm and felt protected by it? Maybe you collect evil eyes. I'd love to hear. Are you somebody who collects charms like I do? Tell me about your collection. Maybe you're somebody who wears the evil eye every day. Do you wear it? You know, tell me about that. What's been your experience? Anyways, you know, here at Spirit Channel, I'm a believer in the evil eye. We're going to be talking more about it. But I am so glad that you guys are here, and I hope this has been of some help to you today. So, as I say, keep faith, hope, and love in your heart. That's one of the best deflections of the evil eye. But as backup, never hurts to have a little protection around you. Guys, thanks for being here. I love you. Sending blessings to all of you. Listen, be back here tomorrow. We're going to talk about the red cord, the mystical red thread, and discuss how that works, where it comes from, how to use it, etc. Anyways, make sure to see my link below for the other evil eye video about the ritual of the evil eye. Anyways, in the coming weeks, I'm setting up a whole shrine in my house to the evil eye, and we're going to cover that as well. So we're going to do more on this. This is not the end, but just the beginning. You guys are best. Listen, help me out. Like this video, favorite it, share it. Please post this around your Facebook. Tell your friends about what we do here at Spirit Channel. Invite your friends to join. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe. Be part of our channel. We'd love you to be here. Well, guys, thanks for being here. I love you. We'll see you back here tomorrow for the mystical red thread. We'll see you then. Blessed be.